ओम ओम सदाशिवसमारंभां शंकराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्परां। गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णु गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः गुरुसाक्षात् परं ब्रह्म तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। ओम सहना भवतु सहनो भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहि तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहि। ओम शांत शांत शांति। श्रीहरिं परमानंदम उपदेष्टारमीश्वरं व्यापकं सर्वलोकानां कारणं तं नमाम्यहम्। Now we are in a very crucial topic, especially when the things are getting contradicted. From the beginning, we have been hearing the day you got exposed to Vedanta, starting from Tattvabodha text, that there is a prarabdha, and especially there is also prarabdham for a jnani person. When for ajnani, sanchita, agami, and prarabdha, all these three types of karma exist. For a jnani, there is no sanchita, there is no agami, but prarabdham continues. Whereas in this text, when it has been pointed out that prarabdham does not exist even for the jnani, so it creates some type of misunderstanding in a person. So why Adi Shankaracharya tries to dismiss everything in one point? Then how to look back, how to go back? Please try to understand. This is a standpoint. How in our childhood we were taught sun rises in the eastern sky, sun sets in the western sky. And not only that, bringing a glove, they will try to explain. But later on, as we start understanding more, we discover a look. It is not the sun moves from eastern sky to western sky. It is the earth keeps rotating, keeps moving. So sun never rises, never sets. And moreover, if you are a smart person, if you take your private jet, so in a day you can see highest, I think 13 or 19 times the sunrise in a day somebody took saw. Sometimes minimum when you go to, west to, I sometimes have seen 2 to 3 times I have seen sunrise, which is possible in a day. Now, when you knowing all these things, still when you fly and you start seeing sunrise, you feel amazing. Wow. So how it happens? Now here looking at the same, here one has to understand Jnani standpoint. So that means Jnani Drishtya Prarabdham Nasti. You have to be very careful with the words. From the standpoint of a Jnani, there is no Prarabdham. Whereas Ajnani Drishtya, from the standpoint of an ignorant person, common person, Prarabdha continues. Number one. If you want to put it another way also, very sophisticated way, because or else there will be big misunderstanding. Especially you start thinking, oh, now I am a Jnani, so I don't have prarabdham, okay? So you can assume that you are a Jnani, then you can do whatever you want, okay? you know what a disaster will come. So to balance that, to manage that, now I'll give another example. So we have two types of drishti. One is a paramarthika drishti, other one is called vyavaharika drishti. So this becomes more appropriate, especially for common people, or else a disaster. So when you say paramarthika drishtya, from the standpoint of absolute reality, there is no prarabdha because there nothing exists. Whereas from Vyavaharika Drishtya, from the Vyavaharika standpoint, Drishti, what happens? Means Vyavaharika means a transaction level, okay? From the transactional level, then what happens? There is Prarabdha. And the best example is what? The student graduated from Gurukulam sees the wild elephant, okay? Don't forget that story. However, this is one point to look at. That means prarabdha exists, prarabdha also does not exist. Prarabdha exists from vyavaharika standpoint, does not exist from paramarthika standpoint. Prarabdha exists from Ajnani standpoint, whereas prarabdha does not exist from Jnani standpoint. Like the example, sun rises and sets. Now, after understanding this thing, also, second point was being highlighted. This is a very practical point that we saw. Next one is that the Parigyani, the Sariram itself does not exist. Because the Sariram is what? The Sariram means the body, okay? What is this body? Body is asat. It does not have independent existence. So when the Sariram itself does not exist, then what to talk of Purva Janma? The previous life body. Then through previous life body, you do previous all the karma, then karma phala, then that karma phala gets into the sanchita. From that accumulated karma, a package comes out called as prarabdham. Is it possible? So that means also from that standpoint, there is no prarabdha at all. And third reason also we say, look, when we say ajnana nasa, when there is destruction of ignorance, what happens? Because we need to know what happens because of ignorance. Because of ignorance, that was the previous verse we saw, Upadanam Prapanchasya, verse number 94. Upadanam Prapanchasya Brahman Mrut Bhandaseva Katyate Ajnanam Chaiva Vedantaihi Tataha Tasmin Nashte, sorry, Tasmin Nashte, I made mistake, Tasmin Nashte Vedantehi, Tasmin Nashte Kwa Vishwata Iti. So that means because of ignorance, there is universe, there is a prapancha. Because of ignorance, there is what? But in reality, it is clay. You understand the concept? Just look at your psychological problem. That should be more appropriate. When you have some psychological problem, whatever it may be, let us say insecurity. Let me not get into too much psychological word. Let us say you have some insecurity, financial insecurity. Now, when you have financial insecurity, anything happens, anything appears in front of you, will you tag that financial insecurity to that situation or not? What will be visible first to you? Suppose some guests come to see you and you are going through financial insecurity. What will you think? Oh God, now it's launch time. I have to prepare. I have to buy something. I have to do this thing. I have to do that. Where is the money? Suppose you are a lazy person. Another category nowadays, okay? You are a lazy person. So what do you think? Oh God, lunch time they are coming, dinner time they are coming. Why can't they come afternoon so that I can give some tea and get out? You will not look at why the person has come, but always you will add your insecurity to the forefront. Through that insecurity, you will start seeing that situation. Can you see this point? Very careful. And if you observe your life, always you start seeing everything from the insecurity, or you can say from your ignorance standpoint. In fact, we highlight in Vedanta, this is what being highlighted. That's why I've been highlighting you all this karma yoga, and especially after along with the karma yoga upasana, that is must. In fact, today, keeping with yesterday's discussion, I thought of to put today's write-up. I hope today write-up was nothing. Yesterday's discussions essence. And if you do not understand this thing, that means I don't want to waste my time with you people. Okay, that means nothing will enter either. However, coming to the point, when this happens to me, it is simple logic that my insecurity always comes to forefront in every situation, in every aspect, which is not supposed to happen. And of course, it is because of lack of karma yoga and lack of upasana. If karma yoga and upasana is there, at least my insecurity will not come to forefront. It will not go away. It will be there, but it won't come to the forefront. Because once the insecurity comes to forefront, what happens to you? You know better. You complicate everything. Everything is a mess. So here, this is the third point. He says, look, when we discover there is no ajnanam, then ajnana prapancha, the karyam of ajnanam, the product of the ignorance, will not exist. So what is the product of ignorance? The product of the ignorance is the prapancha itself, the universe itself. Because there is only gold, there is no ornament. But because I look at ornament, I have to go to the party. You know, this woman especially, okay? So they will be more interested not in the gold, which ornament will be visible more, appreciable by others more. You understand? That's why they will not mind to keep the gold ornament. They will put some imitate other one, so that that will be visible. And they will tell on the top of it, no, no, because so many people are there. I don't want to show up too much. Hey, what does this thing? Don't tell lie, okay? So how that happens, okay? That means what? Your insecurity, how it overtakes. And there you don't see the gold, but there you see only the karyam of gold because of the ignorance. So also here, when ignorance is the cause of the universe, now when the ignorance is gone, where is universe? And when there is no universe, where is this body? When there is no body, where is prarabdha? You understand the concept? How Adi Shankaracharya took different standpoints to dismiss. That's why he took this example to clarify. So let us look at the verse also quickly. Yatha rajjum parityajya sarpam gurnhati vaibhramat tadvat satyam avigyaya jagat pashyati moodhade. Yatha, he gives the example. A person brahmat rajju parityajya sarpam by gurnhati, because of illusion, because of confusion, or you can say out of confusion, because of it, what happens? A person gives up the rose, parityajya, rajum parityajya, does not see the rope at all. And okay, that is not a problem actually. If you can give up raju, no problem. But the problem here is Sarpa vai Gurnhati. Sarpam vai Gurnhati. The person perceives, person accepts the existence of Sarpa, a snake over there. That's the problem. And that's why I told you very nicely. That is beautiful those days, especially in Indian context. If a, especially mother case, if the child, one child of the mother was dead because of snake bite, and that mother anywhere will see a rope, first will assume there is a snake. Because the mother has gone through that pain. And everywhere the pain will come to the surface, to the forefront. We have all these examples. That's why what examples we have, we can talk objectively. But whereas when you have psychological problem, you are destroyed. So that's why with reference to psychological problem, there is no other method. Please understand. Nothing is going to work. Except, please understand, karma yoga and upasana. No means, including psychologist or whatever, nothing is going to work in long run. You will get immune to everything. You understand? However, here says same thing, that how this happens, tadvat. In the same way, similarly, satyam avigyaya. So without knowing what satyam, the truth. What is truth? That karana jnanam. What is karanam? What is the cause? Now what happens? Jagata pasyati mudhadhi. So a person whose buddhi is deluded. Basically a deluded person, a confused person. Means who is a deluded person? The one who gives importance to the priority. Or I would rather say, I am playing with the words. Yes, Swamiji, of course we always give importance to the priority. First you understand whether it is prior or not. What is priority? Tell me. Like somebody, I should not openly say. So somebody writes to me, but I am assemblage today, okay? Somebody writes to me, Swamiji, today is this puja, that puja, I will not come to the class. Swamiji, I have this program, that program, I will not come to the class. One should be ashamed of to attend this class, okay? Yes, Tattva class I can accept. Bhaja Govindan class I can accept, okay? Because there I am not going to be tough. And not for this class. That means it's very clear you don't deserve to be in this class. Because so that I'm talking, so that they let this person listen to it, okay? I'm going to send the person also. But when I cannot slap a person directly, I love to slap this way in the class. However, because it's a very serious issue. You may think it is very ordinary. It's not ordinary, it's a very serious issue. However, that means what is, you always give importance to priority. Good. But please understand, is it really priority? I remember this is what I learned in my life in a very hard way. I have shared this point very many times. So one of the doctor, he's no more. He taught me a big lesson. And in India, of course, we do everything is urgent. Okay, everything is urgent. So the doctor said, there is nothing called urgent in this universe. Being a doctor, I can say you, there is nothing called urgent. Please remove Swamiji. I don't want to say those days because we are very close. I don't want to teach you, but I must tell you there is nothing called urgent in this universe. Then I said, what are you talking about, doctor? Then he said, look, even if I am a ENT doctor, even if breathing is not urgent, suppose you cannot breathe, you are, gasping for breath, that is not urgent either. Because Let us say, being a doctor, I am there, you are gasping for breath, but I don't have any tools. What can I do? Can I help you? Nothing I can do it. Yes, there is something important, there is something not important. So based on importance, things get prioritized and that becomes urgent for you. Yes, there is only one thing urgent to me, I can say. Do you know what is that? Nature's call. Definitely, nature's call is urgent, okay? Whether you accept it or not. Not problem for you, problem for others, okay? That's why we call that as urgent. Remember this. That's why never ever say to anybody by mistake, oh, this is urgent call. Yes, this may be important call. And what is important to you may not be important to me. And what is important to you at this moment will not be important after 10 minutes, after 1 hour. Does it change or not? Does it happen or not? Have you observed or not this? So that means you can see this very carefully, how the insecurity is being projected, including in the class. Yesterday I was observing all of you. So when I was observing, I discovered a lot of things. That's why I wanted to take note for myself. So how your insecurity, in spite of attending the class, that you are not looking at, forget about working with it, you are not looking at your insecurities. So that is the sad part of it. However, don't worry, my job is to point out, it's up to you to look at or not. So here it says, Tadvat, when Satyam, that's why I took it Mudha Dhihi. So the Dhihi, whose Dhihi Buddhihi is diluted, confused. The one who looks at everything is a priority and fix the priorities. Like whole life you fix priority. When you go to the cremation ground, what is your priority? You know better, okay? Look at all your priorities. However, when the person, always prioritize the priority, is a deluded person. Like I give the example, especially bandars, means all these monkeys in front of us here, okay? Plenty. Always busy. In fact, their priority becomes our priority. The way they create mess, you cannot think of. Including this wire. For them, it is just swing and biting, whatnot they do it, okay? But that is their priority. A dog also has a priority. Look at all animals, how they have their priority. And look at yourself, how you fix your priority. So looking at all these points, I would like to say, when the buddhi is diluted, now that person does not see the truth, and because does not see the truth, sees the world. Two standpoint, from Vyavaharika standpoint and also from confusion standpoint. Transactional standpoint, you see the world. Also, in psychological standpoint, you see only your own world. And when this thing happens, now he says, look, what can you do? So that person cannot be helped. Then again, next verse also to support the same logic. Rajjurupe parigyate sarpakhandam natishthate adhishthane tatha jnate prapancha shunyatam gata. Says, look, here, very nice way to understand. Rajjurupe parigyate means Rajju Swarupa parigyate. So when the nature or the truth of Rajju, the rope is understood, is seen, means the moment you start seeing that object as it is, but nothing but a rope, then what happens? Sarpa khandam natishtati. Then and there, without any delay, without doing anything, the superimposed snake does not exist. And you cannot say, oh, okay, look, now I understood, Swamiji, I understood Vedanta. But after Shravanam, I have to also do Mananam and also I have to do Nitidhyasanam. Then everything will be settled. Yes, when you understand the rope, when you see the rope, can you say, now the snake hood is gone, but still the snake tail is moving. So 1% of snake is gone, but small portion, Swamiji, the trail of the snake still continues. Okay, please give some time. So I need to spend some time. I need to do this. I need to do that. Is it so? So if this is so, that means what? You know better where you stand. Change your specs, okay? Means change your guru, okay? However, here is being said that Rajju Swarupa Parigyate Sarpakhanda Natishtha. So also, Adhisthane Tatha Gyate Prapancha Sunyatam Gata. So when you understand the Adhisthana, the substractum, the Atma, now tell me, where is Prapancha? So Prapancha, this universe, does not exist. That's why earlier I was very critical with some of you. Because I had noticed but nowadays I feel comfortable, no problem. Because I am a person, when I look at all of your face, I picked up many things. That is how I talk. All my talks, first, the moment I see all of you, based on your face, based on your, thinking, I talk, nothing else. It is me who is supposed to look at all of your face to talk, not you people. Many of you, what you people do, you people start watching who is doing what. What is others' expression? What is not expression? Hey, that's not none of your business. You are supposed to put in the speaker mode. This I not should not talk, okay? But I have to talk this. You are supposed to put only speaker mode and you are supposed to see me, listen to me if you are really interested in knowledge. Or else get lost. It doesn't work. It's wasting you, you waste your time, you waste my time, and you waste others' time too. So that is not acceptable at all. Because the problem is why it happens, because you don't look at the adhishthanam, minimum cuts in the class. You are more interested who is what, how the person has come, whether the person has got vibhuti or not, whether the person has got kunkumam or not, whether this person has got this or not that. That's none of your business. You understand the seriousness of the situation? But if this is the attitude, hey, you are not a student, you cannot learn anything. It's a waste of time. So coming to the point here, that's why I'm saying is adhisthana. When it's known, adhisthane gyate prapancha sunyataham gatah. Then only there is no prapancha, there is no universe. And when this sort of thing happens, please understand, we also need to see, because Adi Shankaracharya tries to bring this very carefully. A person must be sincere to one's own approach. What we say as the intellectual honesty. This is one of the most important aspect in life. Because any moment, anybody can lose intellectual honesty. I wanted to go to next verse. I don't think I'll see. Okay. Because my mind got other way around now. Because if there is no intellectual honesty, if not today, tomorrow, I will be lost. Many people lose track of themselves in spite of having everything best because of lack of intellectual honesty. And when a person has intellectual honesty, that person somehow will be protected. Please understand this point very carefully. You may be stupid, you may be arrogant, you may be ignorant, you may be anything, worst of worst. But when there is intellectual honesty, somehow you will be protected. Just observe yourself. Wherever there is intellectual honesty, you are being protected. And when there is no intellectual honesty, you have lost. This is what I have seen for me. And here, when I'm looking at or asking this intellectual honesty part, here we say very carefully that when we are looking at this karya karana sambandha, I am looking at karanam, the cause, to make sure that the karya world should not create or should not exist and should not have any impact in me. Is it clear? But if I want to know the karanam, in order to handle karyam differently, now is there intellectual honesty? Do you understand? Very thin line. That is the final impact. But if your approach is different, that means there is no intellectual honesty. And when, what is it? Intellectual dishonesty. Intellectual dishonesty is this, that when you start believing your confusion, all is well, all is well, all is well, all is well. Don't forget that, okay? That means you yourself tell a lie, then you get trapped with your lie. And you know this, with this story will stop. A long back, no story, nothing, very serious talk, okay? Today also very tough. Let me bring down with the story, yeah? Okay? One day our great fellow, okay? This confused mullah, okay? So Mulana Srutin, okay? So let me bring that fellow, confused fellow, because we can bring him as confused, not wise fellow, okay? So one day he was, sitting in his house, but could not manage because children were playing in front of his house. A lot of noise. So he wanted, let the children stop playing so that he can do something. Nothing happened. Then he asked his wife, can you go and talk to the children? Let them go away. So her wife tried best. Nothing worked. You don't have any brain. Let me go and talk. Then he, thought of something different. He said, look, first he tried to talk. Children did not listen to him. He said, look, just now I got one information. What? Our end of this village, towards the end, that Jamindar, the great person who is staying, yes, he is now distributing sweet, ladu. And along with the ladu, also distributing coins. Those days, silver coins. And it is fast come, fast serve. Now what happens to the children? both coin and as well as sweet. They ran. Then he comes back and says, look, I could manage. Then wife said, how did you manage? Because I told them the person is distributing ladu and coin. Why did you tell I? Look now, come and see. All are running. Then after a few seconds, Mullah looked back. There is not a single child. Everybody is running. Then he wanted to run. Then when he started running, wife called him. Hey, what are you doing? I am going there to collect my ladu also and my coin. He said, look, do you remember? You told a lie to just get rid of them. Mullah says, who knows? It may be true. This is called in this is how, not this is called, this is how intellectual dishonesty takes over. More of it. Which Om Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamadachyate Purnasya Purnamadhaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Thank you, all of you.